Hey guys, for anyone new to this channel, hello, my name is Whitner and I am here to support Muhammad Ali, and we have been talking about Muhammad Ali since the middle of May and are still fundraising for her, especially because we had a month and a half long break where her fundraiser was down. But because we have been talking about her fundraiser for so long, and because I'm starting to kind of just have to repeat the same information about it over and over again, I thought we'd try something different and maybe have some entertainment or information, education type thing going on this channel, and use that to draw in more people and bring more eyes to her account for people who might not directly interact with fundraising channels for watermelon territory a whole lot. So that's what the different background is, and let's see how this goes. If you are anything like me, one of these many images has come across one of your screens at some point in the past 5 years. For me, it was probably sometime in the last year, and I didn't initially love it, and I have come to appreciate it more. So this is sort of inspired by Epic, because in Epic, as many of you who have listened to it know, there are a couple of gods who come in and help the main character Odysseus, and one of them, who is against him actually, is Apollo. Now, in the song God Games, Apollo is arguing against Odysseus's patron, Athena, about why Odysseus should be left to rot because of some of the things he's done over the past several years. And his argument is, well, he killed a whole bunch of sirens. I like music. Sirens sing. I think Odysseus should just have to suffer. And for a while, I was confused by that, because earlier in the show, Odysseus had traveled to the island of the sun god, and while there with his men, some of them had killed the cattle of the sun god, which is a big deal and got them in a ton of trouble, to such an extent that Zeus shows up and kills all of the men except Odysseus with a storm. So that was a bad move. But anyway, this confused me because I've always heard of Apollo as the sun god. So when Apollo shows up later in God Games, why would he care more about some random sirens that he had nothing to do with than his immortal cattle that killing was such a big deal that Zeus came and unalived Odysseus' whole crew? Going down one rabbit hole later, turns out it's because it wasn't Apollo's cattle they unalived, it was this guy's. This is Helios. Helios was a minor Greek deity, except on the island of Rhodes, where he was considered the main Greek deity. And earlier in ancient Greece, he was considered the main god of the sun. But later on, both historians and later Greeks, in ancient Greeks obviously, came to conflagrate him and Apollo. So eventually they did both kind of become the deity of the same thing, just because they had a lot of overlap in their duties. But essentially, Apollo is the god of several different things. Some of them are purity, truth, light, just light itself, not the sun specifically. And Helios was god of the sun. And so in Epic, it is Helios' island they wash up on, and his cattle that they unalive to eat. Like many Greek mythological figures, there are competing accounts for Helios and his myths, but a couple of details that seem generally agreed on are that he was the son of two titans, Hyperion and Taea, and the brother of Eos, who was the dawn, and Selene, who was the moon. After his sister Selene, the moon, left the sky, and his other sister, Eos, the dawn, broke the darkness, Helios would get in his chariot, in which he pulled the sun, and carry the sun across the sky, thereby creating day as we know it. The chariot was said to be pulled by fire-breathing horses, which is just so cool, and that is how we get the daytime. There's not much else to say about Helios, as he was a minor enough god that there aren't many stories and myths about him, certainly not on the scale of other big hitters like Zeus, Hera, Athena, sometimes even Artemis. But I hope you enjoyed this overview, and if you did, please consider supporting Muhammad Ali. She is the first link in my tree of links in my profile, and as I said at the beginning, we have been working very hard to help her and her family escape watermelon territory for months now, and it would really mean a lot if we could get this family some help. So thank you so much if you've watched this far. Let me know what you thought of this video. Did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy Mythology? Are you enjoying Epic the musical if you're listening to it? Just tell me in the comments, and I will see you all later.